Hey, what's going on, everybody? My name is Calvin. Today we're back on the reaction video. That's right. And yes, we are once again continuing with the Ninjago, or the complete history of the Ninjago characters. That's right. All right, we're on to the fourth video. This one's, excuse me. This one's called. This is the complete history of the Overlord, 2022 to 20, or 2012 to 2022. That's right. All right, you know the drill. Just, I'll put the original link in the description and the OverLloyd and OverLloyd's channel. Sorry. All right. Without further ado, let's dive on in, shall we? All right.
I have had many names. Dark Lord, Golden Master, Crystal King, and yes, Overlord.
The Lord of Darkness, the King of Shadows, the ruler of destruction. The Overlord was a malevolent being and the source of all evil in Ninjago. He was practically the first Spinjitzu master's opposite, possessing the powers of destruction to combat creation. The Dark Lord was shown to be a serious and cunning villain in a show relatively meant for kids. He disregarded anything heroic and flourished in conflicts, letting them build up over time for his eventual return. Also, he definitely needed a cough drop. With that out of the way, I present to you the complete history of the Overlord.
History.
Long before time had a name, the first Spinjitzu master created Ninjago, and from the shadows of the new world, the Overlord emerged. Created to counteract the light, the Overlord fought the first Spinjitzu master over control of Ninjago. During the battle, the Overlord created the Stone Army to turn the tide of the battle and later took cover at the Temple of Fortitude to resist the Master's golden power. Realizing that the war could not be won, the first Spinjitzu Master split Ninjago in two, with the Master remaining on Ninjago and the Overlord banished to the Island of Darkness. This balanced the forces of light and dark, preventing the Overlord from leaving the Dark Island as it slowly sank beneath the sea. For thousands of years, the Overlord plotted on the events that would lead to his return. At some point, the Overlord set his plans in motion, possessing the Great Devourer to bite the young Garmadon. The serpent's venom then corrupted Garmadon, ultimately leading him to become the perfect vessel for the Overlord to inhabit.
Oh, God damn it!
Looking at? That's David's pride and joy.
Okay.
That bubble wrap?
There you go. All right. Season 2, Legacy of the Green Ninja.
After being betrayed by Scales and falling into the endless sea, Lord Garmadon eventually washed up onto the shore of the Island of Darkness. When he woke up, Garmadon witnessed the Overlord in his spirit form. The Overlord guided Garmadon through the forest, promising to fulfill his dreams of remaking Ninjago into his own image. Although he was skeptical of the voice, Garmadon followed his instructions and activated a mechanism that caused the rest of the Dark Island to rise from the sea. With the Island of Darkness restored, the Overlord had Garmadon climb a series of cliffs, promising a great power at the end of his trial. Once Garmadon reached the top, he witnessed a celestial clock in front of him. The Overlord then instructed Garmadon to remove the Helmet of Shadows from its pedestal. He obeyed and put it on, causing the clock to begin ticking. The Overlord then explained to Garmadon that he now controlled the ancient Stone Army, and the celestial clock was now counting down to the final battle between light and dark, a battle that the Dark Lord intended to win. When Garmadon went to oversee the Stone Army's mining operation, the Overlord informed him that they were mining for dark matter to power an ultimate weapon that he had planned. This immediately piqued Garmadon's interest. As construction of the ultimate weapon continued, the Overlord told Garmadon that he sensed a ninja on the island. Garmadon responded by sending his soldiers to search for them, only to find out that they escaped from his own base. The Overlord then realized that the ninja were headed to the Temple of Light and informed Garmadon of its significance. Unfortunately for them, the ninja stopped the Stone Army's advance with their renewed elemental powers. Learning of this from atop the mountain where the celestial clock rested, the Overlord eased Garmadon's concerns by telling him that the forces of evil were also growing stronger, and the countdown to the final battle continued undisturbed. As the ultimate weapon was nearing completion and the countdown was nearing its end, the Overlord sensed a growing conflict within Garmadon. The latter reassured him that he wanted nothing more than to consume Ninjago in darkness, but the Overlord persisted, noting how Garmadon would have to defeat his son, Lloyd, to win the final battle. The Overlord's prodding eventually caused Garmadon to burst, redoubling work on the ultimate weapon. His rage left the Overlord pleased. When the ninja stole the Helmet of Shadows, Garmadon sent his stone warriors to stop them. The Overlord then reminded the four-armed villain that if one of them donned the helmet, they would have control over the stone army. Garmadon acknowledged this and pursued the ninja in his new samurai mech. However, he failed to stop the ninja from reaching the celestial clock. Fortunately for the villains, the ninja were unable to return the helmet back to its pedestal before the countdown ended. As Garmadon wondered what was about to happen, the Overlord informed him that the final battle had begun and led his servant back to the base, where the Garmatron had finally reached completion. As Garmadon admired the Garmatron, the Stone Army brought back Nia as their prisoner. The Overlord watched as Garmadon consumed her with dark matter and turned her into a servant of darkness. With the test complete, the Overlord accompanied his forces to the coast. Upon arrival, the Overlord encouraged Garmadon to fire the Garmatron's cannons at Ninjago, using the dark matter to slowly infect the land. Unfortunately, Lloyd, Sensei Wu, and Misako appeared and begged Garmadon to stop. Their interference prevented the Overlord from telling Garmadon that the Garmatron's cannons had a 20-second cooldown before it could fire again. Despite this, the Stone Army managed to delay the heroes long enough for the Garmatron to fire the dark matter across Ninjago. Once the balance of light and dark shifted in the latter's favor, the Overlord managed to manifest himself back into the real world. During this, the Dark Lord revealed that he was only using Garmadon as a pawn for his return and would conquer Ninjago himself. With Garmadon shocked and betrayed, the Overlord declared that the metamorphosis had already begun. In an attempt to gain even more power, the Overlord set his sights on Ninjago City. He then launched the cannons, believing that the dark matter was loaded. However, he ended up launching General Kozu instead. The Overlord was then confronted by Lloyd, determined to stop the Dark Lord from corrupting any more of Ninjago. A fierce battle erupted, with the Overlord gaining the upper hand. However, Lloyd tried desperately to call out to his father, and Garmadon's attempts to take back control left the Overlord weakened. Taking the chance, Lloyd launched a furious assault against the Dark Lord. Unfortunately, the Overlord was able to retake control of Garmadon and overcome Lloyd's energy beam, trapping the Green Ninja in a dark sphere and launching him across the beach, breaking his leg. Weary of the ninja's interference, the Overlord opened a portal to Ninjago City and led his army into it, leaving the ninja stranded. The Overlord and his army suddenly appeared in Ninjago City, infecting the place with barrage after barrage of dark matter. This influx of darkness accelerated the Overlord's metamorphosis, allowing him to return to his original form. Leaving the Helmet of Shadows behind, the Overlord transformed the Garmatron into the Dark Fortress, setting Nia and the Stone Army to defend it. When the ninja returned and attacked the tower, the Overlord left his minions to finish off his foes. However, Dareth found the Helmet of Shadows and put it on, giving him control of the Stone Army. The ninja began ascending the tower, but the Overlord spewed dark matter at them to delay their approach, infecting Cole, Jay, and Zane while Kai occupied his sister. The Overlord then turned to the top of the stairs to find an injured Lloyd Garmadon standing against him. The Dark Lord scoffed at the Green Ninja's defiance and attempted to destroy him with dark matter. However, Lloyd shielded himself with an energy shield and unlocked his true potential, transforming into the ultimate Spinjitzu master. Despite his considerable power, the Overlord still struggled against the Golden Ninja. He even tried to take the battle into the sky for an advantage, but Lloyd was able to summon the Golden Dragon to pursue the ultimate evil. Enraged by the persistent mortal, the Overlord shrouded the Golden Ninja in darkness and attempted to devour him. In turn, Lloyd used his golden power within the Overlord's mouth. In his final seconds, the Dark Lord could only scream with fury as he was vanquished by the light, removing all the darkness that plagued Ninjago.
I was born with wings, but psoriasis swooped in to clip them. Now...
Wait, first return.
Unbeknownst to the heroes, the Overlord survived the final battle, but was reduced to almost nothing. When Borg Tower was built over the former resting place of the Dark Fortress, the Overlord corrupted the network and was reborn as the digital Overlord virus.
Season 3 rebooted.
The Overlord transformed Cyrus Borg into his servant, Overborg. He then proceeded to infect all the robots in New Ninjago City to find the ninja. However, they escaped. The Overlord attempted to use Lloyd's golden power to become physical again, but it was not enough. He then commanded a corrupted Pixel to hunt down the golden ninja instead of the Techno Blades. After the power went out, the Stranger connected the Overlord hard drive into his computer powered by Electro Cobra. The Dark Lord was furious that he could not capture Lloyd, but the Stranger explained how the attack on the ninja was merely a plot for them to send the Falcon, of which they now controlled. Locating Lloyd at Hiroshi's labyrinth, it was the perfect place for the villains to set a trap. Delighted by the news, the Overlord gained respect for the Stranger, and the two laughed as their devious plan was about to unfold. Attempting to capture Lloyd, the Overlord sent his ninjoids to pursue him, but the Golden Ninja managed to evade them. However, the Dark Lord used Lloyd's father, Sensei Garmadon, as a hostage against the ninja. Once Lloyd was distracted, the Stranger captured him and revealed himself to be Pythor. With the golden power finally within his grasp, the Overlord released Sensei Garmadon into the sea below as he had no further use for him. When the ninja entered the Digiverse to erase the Overlord for good, the Dark Lord sent Pythor and his minions to destroy their physical bodies, while he would destroy their consciousnesses in the Digiverse. The ninja were seemingly victorious in deleting the Overlord virus, but before being completely erased, the Dark Lord escaped into his new, incomplete Golden Master body. Pythor and the ninjoids managed to recover the mech dragon and retrieve the Overlord from within it. However, due to the golden power not transferring completely, the Overlord was left as just a blob of darkness. Not wishing for the ninjoids to see him in his weakened state, the Overlord had Pythor conceal him. Learning that Lloyd had transferred his power to the other foreign ninja, the Overlord initiated codename Arcturus, a plan to acquire the golden weapons from space. The ninja attempted to stop this scheme, but they were unsuccessful in stopping the launch of the rocket. However, unbeknownst to the villains, the ninja had snuck aboard. The Overlord's incomplete body was taken to Borg Tower to await the arrival of the golden weapons. Once the ninjoids returned with the golden weapons, the Overlord was finally able to become the Golden Master. When his destructive reign began, the ninja managed to return to New Ninjago City and receive armor that was resistant to the golden power. Wu and Garmadon tried hitting a shrinking pill into the Overlord's mouth, but Pythor intercepted it, shrinking him instead. The Dark Lord mocked the heroes and ensnared them in beams of light, except for Zane. Zane used the golden beams to get close to the Golden Master, latching onto his armor. He then began weakening the Overlord by absorbing the golden power. Using the last of his strength, Zane vanquished the Overlord once again, destroying himself in the process.
Ninjago
The
decoded.
ninja soon discovered that the remnants of the Overlord virus survived inside of Zane's systems when the Ice Ninja was rebuilt. The virus slowly grew and gained sentience over the years, feeding off of Zane's trauma. When Mia and Zane went through the ninjoid's memory banks, they unintentionally released the Overlord virus into Zane's systems, which spread rapidly throughout the ninjoid. Ultimately, the ninja erased the Overlord's virus spawn by directing their happiest memories at the virus's source code.
Second return.
Just like after his battle with Lloyd, the Overlord survived his defeat by Zane and stayed in exile. The Dark Lord remained dormant for the next few years, feeding off of the violence from the countless conflicts throughout history. Planning his revenge, the Overlord awaited his opportunity to rise once again.
Season 15, Crystallize. Returning.
After Harumi's death, the Overlord appeared to her and introduced himself as the Crystal King. He told her that he's been watching her and believed that she had potential. The Overlord offered to revive Harumi if she agreed to serve him in return. She was skeptical as she didn't know who he was, but the Overlord then believed that he was wrong about her and threatened to send her to the Departed Realm. Harumi quickly changed her mind and accepted the deal, so the Overlord brought her back to life. The Overlord gave Harumi the Central Crystal and told her to go to the Oni Temple. When she placed the crystal onto the pedestal, the temple transformed into the Crystal Temple. The central crystal grew and the Crystal King's shadow appeared to Harumi, revealing himself to be the Overlord. Harumi feared that the OverLloyd would destroy Ninjago, but the latter claimed that he wanted to create peace. He explained how conflicts arose from the battle between light and dark, and he would end the eternal war by making the dark victorious. This convinced Harumi to serve him once more, so the Dark Lord ordered her to build an army made out of Vengestone to diminish the ninja's elemental powers. A year after the Great Flood, the Overlord recruited the ninja's biggest threats and formed the Crystal Council. After assembling his army, the Overlord had Harumi meet Lloyd in Cryptarium to tell him about their attack on Ninjago. After the Crystal Council stole the golden weapons from the monastery of Spinjitzu, Asphira used her staff to turn them into the weapons of destruction. With their new power, the Overlord began emerging from the central crystal as the Crystal King. Walking up to a captured Lloyd, the Overlord repeated the same phrase that was used against him during the final battle.
Season
After
2.
gaining his physical form, the Overlord recalled how every time Lloyd or the first Spinjitzu master tried to stop him, they all failed. But after hearing Lloyd saying that he could beat him a third time, the Overlord attempted to intimidate him by giving his council new powers and weapons, and later turning his temple into a floating crystal island. The Overlord then gave Lloyd two options, either to join him or to be destroyed. The Green Ninja chose neither and escaped. The Overlord then ordered his council to hunt him down and destroy him. As they did so, the Overlord looked over his new Vengestone army, pleased with what Harumi had created. Using his power, he brought the army to life by crystallizing them. After rising out of Primeval's eye, the Overlord confronted Harumi about not destroying Lloyd when she had the chance. This led him to suspect that his servant still had feelings for the Green Ninja. This gave the Overlord an idea. Every time he tried to fight the ninja, they only grew stronger, so he would instead try to corrupt their powers. Using the ninja's loyalty to Ninjago as their disadvantage, the Overlord tricked the ninja into coming to him. Later, he released his crystal warriors on an unsuspecting village. After arriving at Ninjago City, Harumi warned the Overlord that the ninja were coming. The Dark Lord dismissed this as he believed their vehicles would have no effect on the island, until realizing that they upgraded their vehicles. Nia used the Destiny's Bounty to pull the island out of the sky, but the Overlord sent his Dragon Knights after it. The Crystal King watched as Garmadon used his Oni form to destroy the Dragon Knights. Sensei Wu then climbed the Crystal Island to face the Overlord. An intense battle broke out, but the Overlord ultimately won. The Dark Lord then crystallized Ninjago City and blasted the bounty out of the sky. The Overlord ranted to the Crystal Council for not finding the ninja, but Harumi played a transmission intercepted by Mr. F that revealed their location. The Overlord ordered the Council to attack the base and leave the ninja for him. Lloyd and Garmadon soon arrived on the Crystal Island and engaged in battle with the Overlord. The Overlord transformed into a centaur-like form and destroyed Lloyd's mech. The Overlord then revealed that he was the one who corrupted the Great Devourer, causing Harumi to betray him. The Overlord weakened Garmadon after numerous hits, causing Lloyd to unlock his Oni form. They engaged in a short battle before the Overlord corrupted the powers of creation. The Dark Lord then tried to kill Harumi for her betrayal, until he was attacked by the Golden Ultra Dragon. Being blasted by the four elements of creation, the Overlord's physical form was then destroyed by the strike of the dragon's tail. The inhabitants of Ninjago were freed from his destructive reign once more. Hey, thank you guys for watching. I hope you all enjoyed today's video, but remember to never trust a purple floating orb. But in all seriousness, make sure to leave down in the comments what character you would like to see me go over next time. And remember, never put off until tomorrow what can be done today. Have a good one.
Of course. Okay, well that was Oh, okay, I wasn't expecting that. Okay. Excuse me. Okay, well that was the complete history of the Overlord. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Either way, leave a like if you did, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.